Hello, Kanwa, and hello, everyone. Yeah, so basically, my name is Deepak Sharma, and I've just graduated from Ajay Kumar Gang Engineering College, and I was in computer science and engineering branch, and I'm gonna join Amazon Dublin in September.
So thanks for sharing and thanks for being with us. And
Yeah, sure.
hopefully, it will inspire a lot of people that are present in this session. So,
Yes.
before starting this session, let me make it clear one more thing that people are just asking continuously that I'm from this college, from that college, so I'm not able to make it. So here is a Deepak Sharma. He's rating with an example that he has made a big impact, okay, and he has just cracked a big offer. So just stop asking such questions that I'm belonging from this college, I'm from Tier-3 college, such kind of things. So replace that question with how should I crack such big opportunities? How should I be able to perform in such opportunities very well? Okay. So let's get started with the session. Deepak, how was your previous experiences? I mean, your college lifestyle, your previous internship experiences, and in which year did you apply for that?
Yeah, sure. So basically, prior to this Amazon offer, I have interned with two other different companies. So first was I think I did in my third year or second year end. It was a small
Okay.
startup based in Mumbai. I got that internship from Intershala. So it was just a 1 or 2 month internship where I kind of got to know how the things were working and got to work on different stuffs. And currently I'm working as an SD intern at Hashton by Deloitte. So this is the two experiences which I have.
And in which year did you apply for the HAST?
Yeah, Hashin was an off-campus opportunity, so I applied it. I think in the month of February. Yeah, I think this year in February month.
Okay. And any uh, resources that you even use for hashing or such kind of things?
Sorry.
Any resources or any platforms that you use for hashing internship for getting those internship?
Yeah, I think so. See, the preparation which you do in your final year for the placement time. So that
Yeah.
preparation is kind of same for every company. Of course, the part like DSA is important for some. Core subjects are different for some. Projects are different for some. That varies. But yeah, the preparation overall is remains same for every company which you have. So if you have
Okay.
prepared for all the one company specifically, that will help you in I think all the companies which you're gonna apply for.
Okay, that's great. So basically, let's come to the point that we I think most of the audience are here for. Just tell me about your interview procedure that you get selected in this Amazon Dublin. What was your experience? What were the procedure and what were the exams? What were the levels of that exam that were held? So please.
Yeah, sure, sure. Yeah, okay. So basically, I applied for I think Amazon Dublin opening in the month of September. I think so. So I was going through the careers page of Amazon, which you have the job portal. So I was going through that portal and I found this opening and I applied directly through that portal without any reply or anything. So I think after applying within a week or 2 weeks, I got the online test link. So I got
Okay.
the online test link, and the online test link had the two parts, right? First part was the DSA part, which is I think same as of the Indian one, but the another part was the work simulation, part two, which you get when you
Okay.
clear the part one. So yeah, in part two, there was some leadership principle question which you also get in Amazon India too. But there was something which you won't find in the Indian region when you apply for Amazon India. It is the email simulation part. So what happens in email simulation is that you get a problem statement, you get some MCQs type questions. In that is an AI based question. So whenever you answer them, the next question will be based according to your question. So it is kind of like an SD receives mails, so like the problem statements and all the mails which you get. So it is kind of a simulation of the real time SD software. So that I don't think so. We have it in Amazon India. It was I think specifically for Europe region. So when you clear these two rounds, you get a link for you get shortlisted for interviews. So there were a total of three interviews, which were scheduled on a single day, and they were I think one after the another. There was no break in between. I think one half an hour break just. So all the three interviews will be just one after the another, and the interviews were like the first half will be based on the leadership principle question, and the leadership principle question would be like in that they will cover I think they will get to know all your 4 year your college history, what you have done, why you have done, why you created these projects, why you worked on this internship, what problems you faced, and they will judge you like, are you capable leaders? Can you handle things on your own or not? So all those things will be judged in the first half an hour of all the three interviews, and then in the next half an hour, it will be a DSA round, which you have to code and dry run it in front of the interview.
Okay. So what was the level of the DSA round?
Yeah, DSA round, I think online assessment one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was not that pretty hard. It was comparatively easy to, I would say, Amazon India, which we have in India. But yeah, I think it's easy to medium lead code level, you can say.
Okay, lead code. So can you mention those topics which were asked in the DSA round?
I think one was a string-based question. I don't remember the exact question. I think it's been almost a year when I gave the test. But yeah, so it's been like it was a string-based question, and another was a matrix or a graph-based question, which was it.
Okay. And for the second round, how were you prepared by yourself? Like for that simulation, that round you were saying, with the second and
yeah.
So how did you prepare yourself for that round?
Yeah, I think those rounds are something like you kind of cannot totally prepare for it. Yeah, you can kind of get us some idea, but yeah, you cannot totally prepare for it, I would say.
Okay.
So basically, there are 14 leadership principles which Amazon has. You can search for it. You will find it online on the Amazon site. So Amazon take those principles quite seriously, right? So they have those principles. You have to go through them and you have to answer them according to that. Like there is a principle named ownership. So they will give you quite a heavy weightage to ownership. Like, are you owning to your own task or not? Are you owning to your problem or not? So that is what they will judge you on. So basically, those 14 principles are very important for Amazon. So they will judge you according to that. So if you want to prepare for that, you can go through them. And there are some lead code. You can find some questions or directly questions on lead code which are present there. But yeah, you won't find the exact questions as they change randomly. But yeah, you can get a kind of a rough idea.
Okay. And the rest other parts, I mean, those 3 interview rounds, and you were saying that there was no break. So how do you handle in such situations? Like there is a continuous interviews, and I think there was 30 minutes gap between the
I think
second, last, and third.
No, it was 2 interview back to back, and after the second interview, you had a half an hour water break, or you can say that to just refresh you, and then just after that you had another interview.
Okay, so how did you hold your nerves between these 2 interviews? So
I think you get nervous just before starting the interview. Once the interview starts, you kind of forget that you were even nervous unless the interview does not go well. Then it's a totally different.
And how were the questions that were asked in the interviews?
Yeah, so question I would say basically the DSA part. That is, I was asked mainly from the graph part. But in 2 of the 3 interviews, I was asked graph questions, and I don't think so I have ever solved those questions. That completely new for me. But yeah, concept which you learn is basically same. And I think in the third interview, I was asked to design some cart or shopping cart, something like that. So it was kind of like a object-oriented based LLD, you can say.
Okay. So besides this Amazon Dublin, have you applied any for in an Indian company?
Yeah. So I also had the offer from Amazon India too. So yeah, I had the offer from Amazon India. I had the offer from McAfee, from Hash by Deloitte. You can see another those service based like Infosys, Cognizant, and I think 2 more offers which I had.
So is there any difference between the interview procedure between the Indian companies and international companies?
Yeah, I mean specifically I can say for Amazon, but for Amazon you can say that the half an hour which was given to the leadership principles, that was not the part of the Indian one. In India, I think you get an only single interview, which is the HR interview, where you are judged on those things and are asked those questions. But in European, I think they gave a hell lot of weightage, more than that of India. So they will be asking first half an hour will be given to those questions, and then you will be given a DSA questions.
Okay, that's
great. And the level you can say is kind of same. In India also, I was asked the same graph questions and everything.
So graph questions, okay. So how did you come to know about this offer? Like, Do you have any referral that time, or just you apply to the portal directly?
I think when you in the starting when you are applying this, you are just applying into different companies, right? I was
Yeah.
going through companies. I had 4, 5, 6 companies which I wanted to join. So I regularly went in a week. I regularly went through those job portals. So I was
Yeah.
again going through those job portals, and whenever I used to find any openings, like it is for 2022 batch or it is for it is I am eligible for that, I would just apply for it.
Okay. So as you said that the first round was a DSA round, and obviously after clearing the DSA round, you will be eligible for the further processes. So
Yeah.
what suggestion would you like to give to our audiences for the preparation of the DSA round so that they can crack?
Yeah, sure. So basically, for DSA, I think lead code is more than enough. For
Okay.
online assessment, yeah, you can say in some companies you need a competitive programming thing. But yeah, if you are good on lead code, you can, I think, clear almost every single interview which you have. So that's not going to be a problem. But if you are good in lead code, hard problems too, and I don't think so online assessment will be a barrier to you. So you can clear those. So I would say practice on lead code, and yeah, DSA is important as a fresher, I would say. You can say
Okay.
anything, but DSA is important.
Yeah. So you have applied for more than 4 or 5 companies. So did you find any pattern in their DSA rounds or some interview round? Is there any pattern?
Like pattern is such in the online
Pattern?
assessment or
Yeah,
what?
yeah. In online assessment, is there any pattern like there are some certain patterns they are following in their DSA round or coding round?
I mean, yeah, I mean, in coding round, you kind of generally get a questions related to graph or DP or these
Okay.
high level data structures problems. But
Okay.
yeah, generally you get a problem from these. But in when you go in interviews, they won't be asking you like DP with bit mask and everything. That will be a much lower. So that would be
Yeah.
standard DP questions, and in graph they can go a little above, but that is also rare. Not everyone asks. I think in Google only I was asked higher level graph questions. So you can say.
Okay. So I think that was all about the interview part. So let's talk about the CV part. I think that's the most important thing when you go for big companies or farm companies. So what are the things that are required to make your CV stand apart? Is there any particular thing in that?
Yeah, I think your CV in total should have, I think, your college degree and the CGPA which you are currently studying in,
Yeah.
and your experience if you have any, like experience of any internship or anything, or you have worked at freelancing work, anything, any tech work which you have done that can be counted as an experience. Other than that, you must be having some projects. As you are going to be a fresher, so either you can show multiple internship, but for getting an internship, you need a project. So you should have at least 2 good projects or one single very good project. You should
Uh,
have those things, and
for
you
those,
should.
yeah. Sorry to cut
Yeah,
off.
go on.
Sorry to cut off
Yeah,
you.
yeah. No, no,
For
no.
those who are for those who are beginners or the intermediate phase. So what kind of projects do you want to suggest them? Like,
Yeah, sure.
yeah,
So basically, if you are just starting out and you are looking for an internship, right? So first of all, choose your field, I would say. I mean, there are multiple fields. Like there is a hype currently going for
yeah,
Web3, MLAI, data scientist. Everyone wants to become like, but when you come to know what it's required, most of the guys just shift out of them. So first, see why you want to become it. First, go through and get an idea of what the field is. Just don't go like everyone is saying, I want to become a data scientist or anything. Just don't go randomly, because of course in MLAI there are openings, but as a fresher you have very less openings, and generally
okay,
more number of less if you are not from top colleges. Yeah, you have that little back, you can say. So of course, first find your passion in which field you want to go, then
yeah,
explore it, make some, I would say, small projects, basic projects. You can find some videos, try to add some features firstly. Like you have some projects on YouTube, like YouTube projects you have, you can find the
yeah,
projects from Udemy courses. First try to add some extra features which you have, like innovate a little bit, just to get an idea of how the code really works and everything. Then you
yeah.
can apply for the internship using those projects, and when you get an internship and get an idea of how the things are working on, I think that's how you will little by little bit you will just progress. And yeah.
Okay, okay. So I think in our audience there are still some people who are just confused with the concept of competitive programming. So can you please explain the role of competitive programming while you are applying for the DSA rounds of various companies?
Yeah,
Like,
sure. So
is
yeah.
there real need of competitive programming in their online assessment, or the just DSA is enough?
Yeah, sure. So basically, what basically competitive programming is a advanced implementation of your DSA,
Yeah,
right? It
yeah,
is just an implementation of DSA in that you just have to code pass. Your code should pass all the edge cases, all the test cases, and it should not give you any error. And it should be within the time limit. That is, it should be highly optimized. That
yeah.
is what basically a competitive programming means. So what competitive programming will do is that it will increase your logical ability. I mean, you can think of codes which generally normal people won't be able to think. You will be able to optimize it. You will be know what data structure to use and how to use. So you won't be facing the logical problems. But yeah, computer programming as such in general does not have a use in software developer world until and
Yeah.
unless you are optimizing a algorithm on the in quite a backend side. So there you can say you can have a computer program can give you an edge like there's a graph problem, right? So if you wouldn't know what is right or difference between Dijkstra Bellman code, you know that with I think DSA2, but there are multiple Gaussian algorithms, Hamilton cycle, and everything which you have. If you
Yeah.
know about it, you are facing a problem like Quora would be facing, LinkedIn would be facing because they implement the graph data structure. So there you can say, but generally as a fresher, you won't be given those problems. So those are higher
So
people who look for them.
so it won't be wrong saying that practicing only DSA will be enough to clear your DSA round of various companies,
Yeah,
right?
I think the hype for CP is because of the online assessment.
Yeah.
Because
That's
you
part.
need it, yeah. Because you are going to compete it with thousands of people and you have to be on the top 50 or 100 people. To
Yeah.
come there, you have to have some edge. So that CP gives you that edge, you can say. But if you are good in DS and you are able to do them, then also you will be able to compare. That's the thing.
Okay. So, do you want to give any suggestion or just tip for the lead code learners, like those who are practicing on lead code platforms, and they just pick up random question, try to solve, and some obviously they will stuck at some point of time, some point. So, what will you suggest to those students?
Sure. So if you're kind of stuck on a single questions, right? Like it
Yeah.
must be having a lead code shows you the topic which it belongs to, right? So what you can do is like you can practice those questions. Like you had a topic like you can say DP problem or
Yeah.
DFS or DFS part. Take that take the tag, search it on the lead code part. Do 10 or 15 questions or 20 questions, and
Okay.
I think you will be getting a quite a confidence on those topics. Then go again and try to solve that question. Are you able to solve it again or not? Or is there any topic which is kind of a unique which you have to study first? Generally, the things you are not able to solve a question is generally happens is like either you don't know the topic totally, where in that case, if you spend a whole day, you won't be able to solve if it's a new
Yeah.
topic. You have to study that topic. Either you was missing some details, so when you will be solving those questions, you will be getting those quite minor details which you were missing out. So I think then you will be able to solve a question and let's see.
Okay. So, did you follow any particular resources while you were preparing for this Amazon doubling? Like, is there any particular course or particular source or particular platform something?
Yeah, so I did not particularly prepared for Amazon Dublin. I was preparing for my placement journey, as you can say, all the product-based companies, or you can say. So in that process, the process is same. So you will prepare for the India one. That is also same. You can apply for anywhere in the world. The you can say the resources which I used were mainly I used to code on code forces. You can say in CodeChef and on the YouTube, you can say I was used to watch videos of Code and Code, which is Waqar Ahmed.
Yeah,
He
right.
has quite playlist. His graph playlist was
Yeah.
quite good. Other than this, you had that Aditya Verma. His
Yeah.
to get start with the DP. I think you can go with that. And I think these two sources are enough. But yeah, you can also go with Striver and everything. All those guys.
Okay, okay. So the last question is like, how does one's college play a role in getting a job? Like you are from Tier-3. So how will you explain how does one's college play a role in getting the on-campus or off-campus opportunities?
Sure, sure. Yeah, so basically, a college plays a little role. You can't deny it that college does
Yeah,
not play a little role.
yeah,
It's just that your effort should be good enough that the college does not play a role in your placement. You can say that your effort should be like that. So basically, what happens? The difference between a tier one and tier three is that uh, more number of companies are coming there, right?
yeah,
So the competition which they have is generally in their college group only. So in college group, they will be having 500, 600 people. That is the thing. And also, they don't need to pass their resume through ATS. So ATS is not going to pass their interviews or check their resume. Sorry, it's going to be shortlisted according to based on your CGPAs. So basically, when a company comes in college, it will be like 8 CGPA or 8.5 or 7.5, depending upon the company. All the students will be eligible to sit for the company. So only that part is different. But once you get the test link, once you are in the interview, every process is same. Either you are from a college, or either you are not
yeah.
from a college or anything. Only that part will be different. So you have to work on that part. Like how can you improve your CV that your resume gets shortlisted through the ATS? That's the thing you have to work on. If you are able to work on it, then there is no difference between a tier one or tier three college.
Okay. And
Until
is there
unless
any?
you are going to go for quant roles, that's a different thing. Only those are for top four IITs, like Tower Research or Graviton.
Yeah,
You are going for,
yeah,
they are not going to hire you. That's the problem, you can say.
yeah. So is there any CGPA criteria for this Amazon?
Yeah, I think it was seven or I think between 7 or 8. I don't remember exactly. That was the criteria.
Okay, okay. So, guys, I think I'm done with my part. Okay, let's make it open. Let's make it interactive. So, those who are asking in the chat box, Astos Kumar Kushwaha, Sandeep Shekhawat, Dheeraj. So, you all guys, please open your mic and start interacting. I'm done with my part. Okay, please. Yeah,
Hello, sir.
yeah, hello.
Hello, Satya.
Yeah, yes, sir. So basically, everybody now knows how can you clear a interview. Like everyone is talking about this, but from being a tier three, what I have like applied for, I'm in second year only, but I have applied somewhere. But what look is the main difficulty is getting your resume shortlisted. Like if you get your resume shortlisted, then the procedure everybody knows. So what were your highlights in your CV that got shortlisted for the doubling?
Sure, sure. So basically, yeah, that job you have to, that's the thing which I was saying, that you have to pass your resume through the ATS. That is the most important thing. So for that, the main thing you can go is that you have a job description which you have for every job opening. Like they are keywords, like they are looking for that particular language, that you should be good with these skills, problem solving, data structure, anything. Try to include those keywords in your resume. And before including that, you have to make your resume good. As I was telling that your CV must have those part experience, projects, achievements. These three sections are going to be very important. So in achievements, if you have good ranks or you have won hackathons, so don't write like I have won an hackathon. I don't think so. It will be creating that much impact. Instead of right, I'm a winner of a hackathon. This out of these many peoples, like secured X rank out of Y number of people. So it kind of gives a include figures. It kind of gives a better understanding of he was the winner out of these many people. So that kind of gives you a better achievement thing. So in the achievement you have to write this. And as for the projects, like if a company is particularly hiring, like they have displayed that we will be hiring for the Java position, and you don't have Java in your resume, you have worked on Node.js, C++, surely your resume is not going to be shortlisted, right? So you have to include that thing also. It like you have included Java, you have to include that in your projects or anything like you have worked with data structure algorithm. So include those keywords. If you have those keywords, then I think your ATS will be able to pass through. And yeah, of course, then also you will be receiving the rejections. Rejections are part of it. You cannot deny. I think, applied more than 300 companies and I have received less than 10% or 20% of the company. So that is a procedure you have to go through, that you have to apply as many positions as you can.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Next one.
Hello, Jai Hind, sir. First of all, a very heartily congratulations for you. Cracking a crore package from a tier 3 is literally an achievement. So, as you know, I'm also from AKGEC, and you know that is very strict college, STPUT and all. So, one thing which I want to ask is how to manage your developing skills and academics.
Yeah.
Did you give the preference to your academics as well in your college?
I would say don't ask me this question because I didn't give that much preference to my academics. So, but yeah, it is important. But I think for the, as you know, AKG is a part of AKTU. You have quantums. You can go through them in the last week or 2 weeks. You will be able to score a quite good marks. You can go that. And as for the college exams or college curriculum, which you are saying that I think you're saying that you won't be getting time. You are not able to get ample time. So for that, what you can do is that you can click the pictures of the questions which you're solving or anything. I mean, it won't work for the development part, but for the DSA part, you can say you can click pictures of the questions which you're solving, and while in the class, you can solve those questions. So you can come up with the solution and everything. And when you come up with the solution, when you go home, just try those solutions. So you won't be wasting time on thinking a solution. So that can be done. And I think currently your summer vacations are going on, right? So
No, actually, I'm in first year and my exams are on head.
okay, you have an exam. So I think after exams you will be having your summer vacations.
Just merely of 10 to 15 days only.
Okay, I think yeah, your exams got quite delayed. So yeah, you
Yeah.
can use those times to work on your development skills, because once you get a basic idea, development will be requiring time. You have to code it. You have to fix an error. An error can take you more than 2 hours or a full day. So for that development, you have to give time. But for the DSA, you can do this thing that you can click the pictures and solve those questions during the class time. You can even read the core subjects in the class. So that's not going to be an issue. And as for the academics part, yeah, I think you are in currently a first year, so study. I would say make as high CGPA as possible. It will help you in at the end only. But after sometimes you are going to study almost 2 weeks only before. That is also, I would say, early.
Okay, sir.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Good initiation.
Congratulations for your package, sir. And I was literally very happy when I saw that someone from AKG did that. So I just left UP and I'm currently studying in Bhubaneswar. Sir, I just want to one thing that as you said that you were coding, you were doing all the things. So I am here in the college and I see I don't get that environment to discuss things with people, because there are people who don't tell you anything. If they are doing something, they won't tell you that this will happen. And if you code something, you get some problem, you can only ask your professor. You cannot ask your friends. So how did you cope up with that thing that you are stuck on something and you are just finding you can go on Stack Overflow, but you need sometimes to discuss with someone that, okay, what can be the alternate solution to that? So that is an initial part, that is an integral part of your preparation, right? I suppose that thing is.
Right.
So how did you did that? I mean, how did you get to that? That's just my question.
Yeah, I think this is also an issue of from being a tier 3 college, that you don't get that environment to study, or you don't get that healthy competition which you require. So are there any particular societies or anything in your college, and are they working well, you can say?
Yes, there is a society. I'm already in that career development hub, which is supporting the bugging, just beginning of the coders. And also there is a competitive coding society named Codex. So I'm trying to get into that because I'm bad at competitive coding right now. I'm just practicing DSA in my first year, second semester.
Yeah, I think since you are in your first year, they won't be asking proper full-fledged CP questions. They will be a DSA question. I think generally those questions are asked for the first year people. So you are in a society, right? So you
Yes,
you
sir.
must be having 2-3 people who are kind of serious, or who are just do the same stuff which you are looking for. So make friends with those, make a group with those. So basically, I also had a group with 2 or 3 friends. So we all three used to code together. So like for the ACM ICPC, if you guys must have, you require a team of 3 or 4 people, right? So you have those 3 or 4 friends. When you have an issue, you can go and ask them. And I think all 3 or 4 of you can be, do all the things together and have a group and share all the job openings and clear each other's doubt. You will come to know different things. You have to have a group of 2, 3 people until you don't have a competition. Until unless your willpower is too strong, you are not able to go through. Yeah, that's a problem.
So one question more. I just needed to ask that you talked. I saw your video on YouTube also that you told that you are applying in seamlessly number of companies. Just आपने कहा था कि apply करो जितना हो सकता है उतना apply करो. तो so that is one thing. कहीं भी जैसे apply करने जाते हैं हम लोग तो they ask for something like you have a previous internship or anything. As a fresher, if I applied in shadi.com, sir, and they told me that you cannot be there. So I got first rejection. So इतना सारा अप्लाई करेंगे तो सर मतलब इसमें कैसे सेलेक्ट होना है कि मेरे को मेरा पहला इंटर्नशिप मिल जाए सेकेंड ईयर में ही?
Yeah, sure. So second year mein, so if you are looking for your first internship, so I would say don't directly apply for these big companies. So and for startup, they are going to look for the projects part. They heavily focus on that project parts. So if you are applying for those big companies, then apply where you receive the testing and the interviews accordingly to that. But if you are looking for a proper internship, I would say go through Intershala, go through AngelList, apply as many job openings as you can find. It would be much easier to find a first internship there. Then you can use that internship to find a higher internship.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and also apply. That's the thing I would again say. That apply as much as you can. Don't reject yourself. You don't know where you are going to get selected. Apply as much as you can.
Hi, sir.
Yeah, hi.
Many congratulations, sir.
Thank you so much.
मेरा कॉलेज लाइक आई एम इन JIT नोएडा, आपके कॉलेज के पास ही है. So I was very happy कि लाइक हमारे पड़ोस में इतना अच्छा पैकेज लगा हुआ है. तो हम बहुत इंस्पायरिंग था ना. फर्स्ट ईयर से अभी सेकेंड ईयर में हमारी ब्रेक चल रही है भाई वेकेशन. तो मेरे को ये पूछना था, जब मैंने डेवलपमेंट स्टार्ट किया तो मेरा CPT छूट रहा था. जब मैंने CPT स्टार्ट किया तो मेरा डेवलपमेंट थोड़ा सा छूट रहा था. तो दोनों को साथ में कैसे मैनेज करते? मैंने वेब डेवलपमेंट स्टार्ट किया था.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. It's a little tough to kind of take both of those things simultaneously. So what you can do is like once you are starting with the development phase. I would say since you are in your second year, right?
हाँ सर, फर्स्ट ईयर कंप्लीट हो गया. 1 month की ब्रेक.
Okay. So see, you are in your first year. You have more than enough time. So first, I would say just keep starting 3 or 4 months to development. In that, don't completely leave DSA. Keep on giving contests, but reduce the frequency of number of questions, I would say. Because once you are starting with the development, you have to give it some time to understand the basics. Once you are comfortable with the framework and the basics of the developments or anything which you are looking for, then you can again start the CP. Then you will be able to cope up with both of them in the simultaneous manner. But when you are first starting it, you have to give more importance to another one. That is going to happen.
Okay. सर एक क्वेश्चन और था कि लाइक जो CPT है, मैंने फर्स्ट ईयर में इतना नहीं पढ़ा था. अब ब्रेक में स्टार्ट किया है. तो मैंने बेसिक लैंग्वेज पढ़ ली है, पर अब डेटा स्ट्रक्चर स्टार्ट करना है मेरे को. तो फिर लाइक प्रैक्टिस कहाँ से करूँ और कितना टाइम देना चाहिए? और मेरा कॉलेज में सब्जेक्ट भी है डेटा स्ट्रक्चर, तो वो लोग तो भगाता है सिलेबस कि अब इंग्लिश करा दिया, फिर करा दिया, प्रैक्टिस का टाइम नहीं मिलता. तो
So the college DSA which they will be learning, that is going to be totally theoretical. You are not going to implement anything. So it's not going to be of that use too much. So you have to solve your questions. And like, what was the question? Can you just repeat? Hello. Can you repeat the questions?
Soumya is there? Soumya Bansal? I think there is some issue with her. Yeah, with her mic.
You can ask the next question, yes. Yeah, I think she is here again. Soumya, can you repeat your question?
There is a question from Singhani Singh in chat box. Sir, difference in level of questions asked in coding rounds and interview. So what's your point of view on this?
Yeah, so difference in level of question, it is. It is gonna be too much. As you can see, I think the first company which you can compare and you will be able to understand is that Infosys online assessment contains question which I think I had a question in my Infosys assessment. So I looked after the test, I looked at for that particular question, and it was the question in code forces which only 10 or 15 people has ever solved, and they wanted me to solve those questions. So Infosys online assessment is a totally different thing, but yeah, the level of online assessment is generally much higher than that of the interview. You can say that if you are able to clear online assessment, you can easily clear interview. That's not an issue.
Okay, so having got your answer, Singhani Singh. There is another question from Sandeep Shekhawat.
Yes, sir, I have a question.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sir, I wanted to ask you that you mentioned you have done 2 internships now. So, sir, before your first internship, what was your preparation like? What was your CV looked like? What was your skills? Like, can you mention some of them?
Yeah, sure.
Before even you applied for the first internship.
Yeah, got it. So basically, I knew that without the projects, those early startups are not going to hire you because they are only looking for the development skills. They are not looking for the DSA or the CP skills. So you have to have some projects. So before applying for that, I worked on my development skills. I made I think 2 or 3 projects and added those in my resumes, and then I applied for those openings on Intershala in Jealous. And from there, I got my first internship. And the skills which you're asking, I had in my resume were I worked on Node.js, React I had, and HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap and everything basic of those. And I had projects related to that. And in database, I had MongoDB and SQL. Other than my DSA part, which and for DSA, I had my C++.
So how good were you at DSA when you applied it for internships?
I think I applied in the starting, I think between second and third year summer vacation, I started to apply that during that time. And I would say I was okay. I was not that good, I would say. But yeah, I was okay because I also started my preparation in the second year only.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, can we choose cloud computing as our tech? And for this, is a cloud computing cell of our AKG society is enough for it?
I mean, I don't know what cloud computing cells do in something. Yes, Samrita, I think you're sharing. Yeah. So
it's a society actually in our AKG.
I know. Cloud computing, I don't know what they are doing internally, as that I was not a part of cloud computing. But I think they must be doing something good. Yeah, but cloud computing is going to be a very big thing in the future. It is a big thing in today's world also. So if you are going to go for cloud computing, surely you can go.
Okay, sir. So were you in SI?
No, I was in Team OSS, that is Team Open Source Software. I had programmed here.
Oh, okay, sir.
Sir, I had another question.
Yeah,
sir, could you please guide us on how to ask for referrals on LinkedIn or somewhere else? Like, I had seen many of our seniors who have been placed in many FANG companies, and they have been seeking for referrals on LinkedIn or other sources. And we cannot directly ask for referrals to directly message the HRs and talent acquisition managers. So how to ask for referrals for an internship or job?
And I would just say one thing: who is stopping you to message the talent acquisition and HR people? No one is stopping you. It's just that it's their choice if they are going to accept it or not. Your choice is to try. If you think it's not going to happen, so you have already given up your chance. So just try those things. And asking for the referral part, for the referral, your resume is going to play a very important role. You have to show them that why you are capable, why you should be referred. So you should be having some, like you must have done something. You should have in your resume that you can show that I have done something in my college life. I have done something I have worked upon. I have put my hard work in it, so that they can refer you. If you have done anything of that level, it can be DS, it can be projects, it can be internship, it can be anything. If you have done anything, then they will surely refer you. And it's not that you just have to refer, you just have to message one person and be like, ye refer kar dega. It's not going to happen. You have to message 10 or 15 people. And to message 10 or 15 people and be early, and be one of the early people to get a referral, you have to have a good LinkedIn. So build up your LinkedIn as soon as possible. It's going to play a quite crucial role.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
So at which level in code courses we can say I am good?
Sorry?
So at which level in code courses we can say I am good now?
I mean, that's very subjective, you can say. I mean, that's not one thing. I mean, some people, I think you can say, who are candidate master find it difficult to find a job. Some people are expert, they get a quite good job. Some people are newbie too, then they get a new job. So until unless you are confident enough, I would say keep on doing it. If you have the confidence that I know that things, I can do the things on my own, I think that is more than enough.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
There is another question by Sandeep Shekhawat that is Amazon Dublin for STE role interview process is same when I will apply in Amazon Dublin as a STE intern?
Yeah, I think the process is gonna remain same, but I think the number of interviews is gonna get reduced.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think the leadership questions will be also will be varying accordingly. So yeah, but I think you will be asked leadership questions.
Okay. There is one more question. Like you did 2 internships earlier. So during your internship journey, at any point of your interview process, did you use any CP part in that, or just DSA was enough? Like when you were working with a company in their internship as an intern?
No. I think DSA was more than enough.
It was more than enough?
Yeah, it was more than enough. CP was not required for that.
So basically, the projects you were working on, only the DSA part was required, not that CP part.
I mean, you are not going to use an ordered set or a policy-based data structure, which comes in the high end of the competitive program. You are not going to use those. I think basic, if you know array, basically you are going to be interacting with the list, string, and everything. I think until you are working on a graph-based data structure, you won't be making a tree or binary. That's a reality which you have to face also.
Yeah, that's the part.
Yeah.
So the session is about to end, guys. Is anyone left with their questions?
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, Vishesh.
So my question is, how are you were able to manage everything in your college, like that 75% attendance criteria and exams, especially these exams that keeps on constantly coming between, every month they come.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's a thing. And I think you're from which college?
Yeah, AKGC, of course.
Okay, AKGC. I think STT, another exam, has also been added in your schedule.
Yes, sir, exactly.
Yeah, I think, that's, I think you can say a bad part about, I would not say I would call it, but yeah, it's a little bad thing that they're just gonna test you on those part only. But yeah, you have to, for the 75% attendance, I would say I used to go in the last 2 months every time. But before, in the starting, I used to skip starting 2-3 classes. So I had to cover those in the last 1 or 2 months, but in those I used to go at 10 or 11 in the college time. You can do that, or you can kind of like in which year you are?
First year, sir. First year.
You have, so in first year, go to college, enjoy the college. Don't just directly jump into these things. I would say enjoy your college. If you're going to study, it's not going to be that good. First, enjoy. You have ample time. I would say, just give daily 1 hour each. If you can give 1 hour, I think get your time and give 1 hour. That is more than sufficient from the first year. You will see you will be way ahead of your colleagues at the end of the fourth year or the third year internship period. Just be consistent. Just give 1 hour each, or give, if you're not able to give 1 hour, just give 1 hour more on the weekend. But just be consistent, and I think that would be more than sufficient. You will be able to manage it.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
What role did your friends play in your journey? By the Panshu.
Yeah, I know the Pancho. Yeah. So, what role does? Yeah, I think friends play quite a crucial role, because if you don't have, because you are going to get demotivated, and it's not like you are going to get you are going to be motivated throughout the journey. If you are, heads off, tell me your secret. I also want to know that you are going to be demotivated. That's the time when your friends are going to play a quite good role. You have to go out. You have to enjoy. You have to go over there at that pace. So those are the friends which are going to help. And if you have any doubt, you can go for you. I think you can directly, don't jump to the senior, like they are also busy with their placement. They are also in the jobs part. You cannot directly jump to them and say, "Ki mere ko ye problem hai, it's just come on the call and solve it." So there, your colleagues are gonna play quite a crucial role. So have good friends, and I think your life will be quite smooth.
So, another question. The session is about to end, guys.
I think I have two questions. So, did you follow plan for solving DSA? Did you follow DSA sheet? Yeah. So I didn't follow any DSA sheet, because during my time when I started my journey, there were no DSA sheets. So while at the end of the fourth year, I think at the end of the third year, the DSA sheets came. So I already had solved, I think, multiple questions. I think I used DSA sheets for linked list and the binary tree part, because you don't go at in the competitions. So for those I used it. But other than that, but yeah, these sheets are quite good. So if you are you have prepared, you have given your best throughout these years. So now you can say these are like the 10 years which you get in the boards papers, right? So these are gonna boost up your skills, give you more confidence that yeah, you have solved these number of questions in such a less time, and you have solved almost all of them or like half of them. So they're gonna revise all the important concepts which are gonna be there. So use them as the last resort if you have time, but if you have less time, use them, I would say. And another is it right to attempt K23, and then if we qualify this, and if we do not, then go to the following. If you are looking for a PG or a MTech, I would say prepare for that. That's not an issue. Give GATE whenever you feel you are ready for it. And yeah, if you are looking that you can take GATE and this placement simultaneously, it's gonna be difficult. Of course, it's not like you are going to be targeting the upper companies which have a large number of competitions. You are not going to be able to compete with that. That's an issue. But yeah, I think seeing the current market, you will be getting the job. And how to approach placement in second year, where to start from, and how to proceed to secure. The path is same. I think everywhere you can find. I think in YouTube you have ample number of videos what to do. You should have good project. You should have an internship. You should have achievements in your resume. If you have those, no one will be able to stop you from getting a good internship. Just have these things in your resume. Improve your resume. Improve your communication skills. People don't say this, but I would say in my Amazon Dublin interview, those communication skills played quite an important role. If you are not if you are not able to express your thoughts, if you are not able to tell the interviewer that what you were thinking about in the question, how you came up with the solution, then it's of no use how much of work you have put. Of course, you will be getting a job after some time, but yeah, communication skill is the unspoken hero, you can say, which you have. Can you tell the resources for WebD? For WebD, if you want paid resources, then there are courses from Coding Ninjas. this GFG, pep coding, and coding blocks if you want paid one. But if you don't want, and yeah, Udemy also, Udemy is you can find those courses. But if you don't want to pay for it, on YouTube there is Traversing Media, Devet, WebDev Simplified, and I think in India you have in India which you had in India also you have some of the creators which are providing good content. Yeah. So my question, Harsh Mishra. Yeah, I just said right. Is it right? Yeah, you can attempt GATE 2023. That's not an issue. And then if you qualify the exam, then go to it. Yeah, if you are, I think you must be in third year. That's why you're giving. So if you are preparing for it, yeah, go in 2024. I think the best rank is choose among between these two. And yeah, for the coding field, if you can. Yeah, it will be difficult to find a job compared to other people who are preparing for it. But yeah, I think you can find a job. You will find a job. Please give how they reacted very quite happy. Yeah, so it is necessary to join a college society. Is it? No, it's not necessary. If you can do things on your own, if you can make network, if you can find people with the same common goal, then it's not necessary to join any society. Yeah, that's which coding platform for practicing competitive programming and DSC you should go for in the beginning of second year. Yeah, in the second year, if you're starting, just start with the HackerRank first. HackerRank has quite a good UI. It will quite a good UI and a good number of starting basic questions. When you are comfortable with HackerRank, you can go to CodeChef. You can give multiple contests on CodeChef, and when you're comfortable with CodeChef too, I mean, not like you are able to solve questions, but yeah, you are able to solve some questions. Then you can move to CodeForces. CodeChef and CodeForces are gonna be same, but yeah, the competition is much higher on CodeForces side. Can freelancing be taken? Yeah, sure. Why not? You are making some projects. You are doing something. Why can if you are doing something tech work related work, not like you are going in digital marketing and applying for an SD job, then it's not will be helpful. But yeah, if you are working for some client and making projects for it, yeah, it is helpful. Yeah. I think we have covered all the questions.
Yeah.
Jai Hind, sir. Congratulations for your achievements.
Thank you.
Sir,
thank you.
Sir, my question is: there are so many programs for students like ICPC, GSOC, Microsoft Engage. So, how to be aware of those programs?
That's where your networking comes in play, right? Make a good network on LinkedIn. So you will be getting multiple updates every day. Have a group of friends who keep on sharing the updates on your to you, and join some Telegram groups which give you update. Like you can join the Telegram group of Arsh Goel and Kushal Vijay. They kind of send multiple job openings in their Telegram groups. You can look for them. And yeah, I would say make your LinkedIn as good as possible, as early as possible. So if you have a good number of connections and good connections, you will be getting to know much opening much earlier than most of the people. So that's the only thing you can say.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We're learning from the free course is enough to hone skills in this field. Yeah. Yeah, all the free content which is available on YouTube is equivalent to that of you get on the paid courses. Surely some of them is dispersed. It's not like everything is in particular order. You have to work hard for it to find every details. But yeah, you can use those free courses. Those are more than enough.
Hello, Deepak, sir. First of all, congratulations for this achievement. A little off the topic question, I would say. Earlier in this session, you said that, again, about the academics, that you weren't, the first one to answer the questions or something like that, like the quantums and studying in the last week, but still managing to achieve something like the toppers didn't do from your college. So just on a lighter note, I wanted to know what your college life looked like your friends, the entire college life, because obviously sub college, everybody comes to college for this particular thing, placement, or you cracked it, right? So please elaborate your college life for every one of us.
No, I think you can also speak on that. So my college life, I think it was quite normal, which you do, everything which you do in college life I've done. I think so. I've gone on trips. I've enjoyed it with my friends and everything. I've also gone on a trip with my friends. So yeah, I think it was overall what you do in college I've done. Yeah, but I think 2 years were wasted due to the corona. But yeah, whatever we had, I think we enjoyed to the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time and answer.
Sure. Yeah, I think. Does anyone have any other questions, or can we wrap up the call?
Anyone?
Yeah, hello Deepak sir. Would you like to thank some of your friends who are here in this meet to celebrate your success?
Yeah, sure. You are one of them. Sure. Yeah. I would like to thank you, Kamakshi, Dipanshu, and other Devansh, Karan, and Hardik, and everyone. Dhruv.
Congratulations for your success, sir.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I think no one else has a question, so we can wrap.
Yeah. So I think it's the time. So it is 7 p.m.
Yeah, I think it's past 7.
Still anyone left?
When should we start DSA and when development if it in second year? I think it's depending upon your time. Say whenever you feel you are okay with to start with. If you are starting with DSA, I mean, it totally depends on you, on what level of DSA you are, what basic understanding of development you have or not. So it kind of depends on many other factors. But yeah, for development you require some time. So I would say when you have some time, you will be having your 10 or 20 days vacation. I would say you can start in that time. This development will be requiring a lot of work in the starting. So look according to that.
Is it clear, Somdan? So, yeah.
I think we just answered this question, but yeah, I would just say this again. Yeah, that college plays a role. I would say college plays a role, but it does not play that much role. It plays a role only till your resume, in shortlisting resume part, till that it plays a role. After that, it does not play any role. And of course, if you count the networking and the environment which you have, that's also an issue. But yeah, for just only from the placement point of view, only till the resume shortlisting it plays a role. After that, it does not play that. And of course, if a tier 1 is applying to off-campus company off-campus, so you would be facing those problems again. Yeah, that is the thing you have. Does language C++ or matter in DSA or in coding interview? No. Generally, as a fresher, you are not. Your language does not matter. You just have to be good in one language. If you are good in one language, you can, I think, learn another language within a week or so. You have to make a strong CV after graduation, like I completed BSc, BCM. Yeah, I think good strong CVs. I think that thing only. I'm moving to this field, so how? Yeah, so I just, as I told earlier also, that your CV should have only those 4 or 5 fields. If you have those or 5 fields, it's more, your CV is strong. And those 4 or 5, I would say one is your achievement section, project section, and the experience section. If you have more experience, then you can, make your project, or you can skip some of the part in the project and achievement part. But yeah, out of these three, two or one has to be strong or very strong. Just CGPA matter. CGPA matter when you just have to pass it the criteria. So generally companies has criteria between 7 to 8. If you have try to maintain it above 8. If you have an 8 plus CGPA, you are almost eligible to sit almost for every company. So try to maintain it above 8 CGPA.
So, is still anyone left, guys? One's left. So, let's start with the session. Thank you, Deepak. Thank you for being with us and sharing your interview process and experiences. Hopefully, it will inspire a lot of people that are present here.
Yeah. Thank you, Kunwa, for inviting me. And yeah, if anyone has doubt, they can just message me on LinkedIn.
Yeah. I think that's the most critical part.
I mean, that's like you have already given up your hopes. So you don't have to give up hope. That's the thing. Just apply as many times. Just get a job which is not that well paying, is not in a very well-known company. So try to get some experience, like from Intershala and Angeles. There are some early stage startups. You can apply for them. They are looking for the people here. So will other points will cover it? Yeah. So if you want to get some experience, then have some good projects in your resume. Make some projects. Try to get internship using those which I said, AngelList and Intershala, and one more was there. I forgot. Let's Intern, I think, or anything. These are some sites which can help you to get some internships. Then you can go to the next level. If just starting CPP, so how much time to give initially? So you have to first clear your basics, and I would say first get comfortable with the syntax of CPP before moving to DSA. So try to do basic things. So like, are you able to comfortable with the syntax without directly Googling? Are you able to write the basic syntax which is there? So when you are comfortable with the basic CPP, then you can move to the DSA. And this DSA and algorithm part generally varies from person to person, but it generally takes between 3 to 6 months.
Is it clear, Soumya?
Yeah.
So let's wrap this session. I think the session, obviously, thank you.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining us, guys. Hopefully it will guide you throughout your.
Yeah, and also one more thing, if you're sending me the request, you can write a note, because it's not possible for me to accept all the requests. I generally accept which people I know or have a note. So try to add a note if you're sending a request to some people. Like so that would be much helpful, and your request would be getting much earlier accepted. Will be accepted much earlier. So try to add a note. Yeah.
So thank you everyone for joining us, and let's start this session. Hopefully it will be a very guiding session for you guys. One question. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Can you open your mic and say it if you're typing? I think it would be much earlier.
Backlogs.
During the placement season, you should not have a back. Before, if you are able to clear it, it does not matter, because the company generally, if you are if you will see a company, it's a active back. You should not have an active back. Yeah, you should not have an active back, but try to clear it before your placement season. So that won't be that much. That won't affect that much. But if you have an active back during the placement season, it's gonna affect you very much. Because I think I've seen only a few companies who allow people to sit who have only one, and that is to only one active bank. If you have more than one, you are not going to be allowed. It's going to be very difficult. So try to clear those banks.
Yeah. So still anyone?
Yeah.
So thanks again, Deepak. Thank you for guiding us, and hopefully it will inspire a lot of people. So thank you, and we are wrapping up this session, guys.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for joining the call. It was fun interacting with you all.
Yeah.
Jain sir.
Yeah. You guys may leave now.